Hi everybody, it's Tom from FindTheBestCarPrice.com. Today we're going to take a look at the 2022 Honda Accord LX. This platinum white model with ivory interior has a sticker price of $30,724. Let's take a look at what you're going to get for that price. $225.50 is going to be the tire size, wrapped around 17-inch wheels at all four corners. And of course, as we take a quick look at the headlights, it's still a very nice, really kind of an elegant, racy look, if you can combine all of that. And right down here, safety features included, of course. When you see this, that means Honda sensing Honda's safety suite of safety features, driving aids such as lane keep assist, road departure mitigation, all that good stuff. Of course, a common question a lot of people want to know about is, does this model have turn signal indicators built into the side view mirrors? No, it doesn't. They are manually folding, but of course they are power adjustable. And of the two engine options available, this is the 1.5 liter turbocharged direct injection 4-cylinder. 192 horsepower, 192 foot-pounds of torque, mated to a CVT or continuously variable single-speed transmission, power ultimately making its way to the ground through front-wheel drive. The big advantage to this engine is going to be gas mileage. You are going to come up with 30 miles per gallon city, 38 highway, a combined total of 33, and according to Honda, for every 100 miles this car is driven, it should use 3 gallons of gas. And what about the remote? Now, pretty easy to figure out, of course, lock, unlock, and you can open the trunk if you are ready to get into the cargo area, of course, with the remote as well. No remote start though, because I know a lot of people are looking for that. How about cargo capacity? 16.7 cubic feet is what you will find, and because I'm only able to use one hand right now, I can't show it to you, but there is a spare tire located underneath the floor. And if you want to maximize your cargo space, here is the release. It's just a singular release for the rear seat area. I'll show you. You don't have a split is what it amounts to. So let's see if we can do this one-handed. There we go. To get that down and show you how to ultimately maximize that cargo space. And as we're taking a look here at the ivory interior, we'll just look at the door panel here. Of course, gonna have a not enormous, but not tiny door bin right there. And one thing I've always found interesting is that you only have one map pocket over there on the passenger seat, but nothing here on the driver's side. Not quite sure why that is. And here on the LX trim level, well, not a whole lot going on here in the back seat. It is roomy and comfortable. No air conditioning vents and no connectivity. And of course, taking a look in through the driver's side door, you're gonna have larger door bins here on the front doors than you did on those rear doors. Everything's pretty simple and self-explanatory here as far as what you have, the controls for controlling the power side view mirrors, child safety locks, all that good stuff. And if the driver wants to push the button to open the trunk from the driver's seat, there is how they do that. And of course, the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel, just release that and there you go. Both seats are adjustable, although they are not power, they are manually adjustable. We'll hop inside and hit the push button start right here and let everything come up just so you can see the instrument cluster, the graphics that are there and different things that come up. And of course, steering wheel mounted controls. Everything here is easy to use or easy to figure out if it's something you've never had before. Honda's infotainment screen, one of the easiest in the industry that I have found to use. And we'll just move around a little bit on there. Of course, you're going to have the backup camera, a multi-view backup camera, and depending on what angle you wish to use, well, you can select right here of the 3 available choices. Everything is very easy to use. Of course, you're going to have several different settings you can go through. You can go home right there. A lot of easy to use features here. Of course, controls for the radio and dual zone climate control, of course. And concealed away right here, if you want to conceal this away, you can. We'll open that up. You do have connectivity. We saw there was no connectivity in the back seat area, but obviously you have some here. 2 USB ports and a 12-volt power outlet. No wireless charging. If it was available on this model, it would be right there. And good news for those who are not a fan of the push button shifters, you have the conventional style shifter right here alongside the cup holders, and a few more options here such as Econ mode. You can turn the auto stop start feature off if you wish to. Your power parking brake and brake hold mode means when you turn that feature on, come to a complete stop, the vehicle will lock the brakes until you push the gas pedal again. So a nice convenience. And then the center console right here, if you don't want this tray right here in the console, obviously you can take that out, and as you can see, a reasonable amount of space and a little bit more connectivity as well. Okay, let's get out here for our test drive, and the thing I like here is that I can go ahead and step on the pedal a little bit. You can hear the engine going to work, and I'm going to tell you what, getting up to speed here, and actually a little more than I probably needed to, is no problem. That's one thing about these turbocharged motors. When you ease into the gas, but just kind of consistently, and don't take it slowly, but you know, it's probably hard to understand for somebody who's not a gearhead, but you'll actually get more out of it as far as acceleration goes instead of just flooring it. That's just the way the turbochargers act on some of these cars. But still, even with that single speed CVT, I must say, I'm impressed at how this Accord handles. And I know a lot of people are not in favor of that single speed, continuously variable transmission. Even my tongue isn't, kind of got tongue twisted a little bit there. But I'll tell you what, of all the multiple vehicles I have driven that do have the CVT, Honda seems to have the best behaving of any vehicle on the road. Now, I don't think I've done every single one, of course, but quite a few. And so, based on my experience, that's what I have to say. But one thing I really want to make a good point on here is that even though this is the LX trim level, it's obviously not the highest, still have a lot of great features here. Handling is great. That's one thing about these Accords, the way they're built. Even though this is by no means what I would call a sports car, most certainly not high performance, but it handles great. It hugs curves. When you drive it down the road, the steering is really pretty tight. Very little play in it. It feels more high performance than not. So if you're looking for a well-balanced vehicle that has plenty of cargo capacity, plenty of passenger space within the interior, great handling. It'll get up and go when you need it to get up and go, but also it's going to give you great gas mileage. If you're driving back and forth a reasonable distance on your daily commute or whatever it is you may be doing, this car is one of the best balanced on the road for all of those things that I personally think you're going to find. So kudos to Honda. One thing I always like to point out, even though I can tell you about my experience on the test drive, it's never going to replace getting out and test driving for yourself. To learn more about the model in today's video, visit the link in the description for a detailed comparison between trims and pricing for the vehicle we featured or any vehicle you may be interested in. These pages feature information such as our recommended trim level based on price, value, and features. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. We look forward to seeing you next time.